Hey, what's up, everyone? You know those small mistakes that end up causing huge problems? A single typo in a spreadsheet, a wrong number in a report. Yep, we've all been there. Today, we're going to break down how smart automation isn't just about catching those little errors. It's about unlocking a massive advantage for your entire business. Let's get into it.
Hey, before we dive in, if you're getting value out of these explainers, do me a quick favor and smash those like and subscribe buttons. It seriously helps a ton and makes sure you don't miss what's next. Okay, let's do this.
All right, so first things first, we need to talk about a problem that every single business on the planet has to deal with, no matter how big or small. The simple, unavoidable fact of human error. You've heard this a million times, right? And there's a reason it's stuck around. It's just the truth. I mean, no matter how amazing or dedicated your team is, expecting them to be 100% perfect on every single task, every single day, well, it's just not going to happen. We make mistakes. It's literally in our DNA.
And this really gets to the heart of it. We humans, we're wired for the big stuff. You know, creative thinking, solving tricky problems, mapping out strategy. But when you make us do the same boring, repetitive task over and over and over again, our brains just check out. And that's exactly where machines shine. They're built for that stuff. Perfect consistency, massive workflows, and they never ever get bored.
And here's where it gets kind of dangerous. When you put your brilliant, creative people on manual robotic work, you're basically setting up a trap. It's not just a waste of their talent. It is a breeding ground for mistakes. One tiny slip-up from one person can literally set off a chain reaction of problems across the whole company.
So if we know people are going to make mistakes on those kinds of tasks, what do? Well, you bring in the hero of our story, automation. It's time to meet your new digital teammates.
So this brings us to a cool piece of tech called Robotic Process Automation, or RPA. Now, don't let the name freak you out. It's really just smart software, little bots, that you can teach to do all those boring digital jobs. Think of it like the perfect digital intern. It can copy-paste data, fill out forms, and move files around 24/7. And it never gets tired, never complains, and never, ever makes a typo.
And just how good are these digital teammates? Well, this number kind of says it all. For those repetitive rule-based tasks, RPA can achieve over 99% accuracy. Just let that sink in for a second. That's a level of precision that's basically impossible for a person to keep up day in and day out.
And this is the real magic of automation. It's not about replacing people. It's about rescuing them from being robots. You get to free up your team from the soul-crushing, repetitive work so they can focus on what they were hired to do in the first place. Innovate, solve real problems, and push the business forward.
Okay, so we've used bots to make our tasks practically perfect. Awesome. But what good is a perfect task if it's based on information that's a week old? To be truly accurate, you need the right data at the right time. And that brings us to the power of live data. This chart shows a total game changer. See, with old-school legacy systems, you were always looking in the rearview mirror. Data would get updated in batches, maybe once a day, so your decisions were always based on yesterday's news. But modern tools, they've flipped the script completely. You get live dashboards with real-time info, so you're making decisions based on what's happening in your business right now.
Financial forecasting is the perfect example of this. Trying to do it manually is, well, it's mostly just an educated guess. But these new AI-driven tools can analyze millions of data points and update their predictions on the fly. We're not talking about a small improvement here. This is the difference between crossing your fingers and hoping for the best versus making a truly data-driven call.
And this is so important, especially if you're a small or mid-sized business. Having this kind of precision isn't just a nice to have. We're talking about better cash flow, fewer nasty budget surprises. I mean, it can literally be the difference between a profitable year and a really painful one.
So our tasks are accurate, our data's live, problem solved, right? Not quite. What happens when all that perfect real-time data is locked away in a dozen different apps that don't talk to each other? This leads us to the final, crucial piece of the puzzle, creating a single source of truth. This is a total nightmare scenario, and it happens all the time. Your sales team has one set of numbers in their system, the finance team has a totally different set in theirs, and the operations team is just working off of some random spreadsheet. When every department has its own truth, you get chaos. You get miscommunication, wasted time, and really expensive mistakes. We call these data silos.
So how do you tear down those walls? The answer is an enterprise resource planning system, or an ERP. The easiest way to think about it is like a central nervous system for your entire company. An ERP takes all those disconnected tools, your sales, finance, operations, everything, and plugs them into one unified platform. It's a journey from total chaos to total clarity, creating that all-important single source of truth.
And the result? It's completely transformative. When everyone, from the sales rep to the person in the warehouse, is looking at the exact same up-to-the-minute information, the entire business just clicks. Decisions get made faster, workflows get smoother, and the whole operation just runs better.
Okay, let's wrap this all up. We've seen how technology can slash errors and make things more accurate. But you know what? It's about way more than just preventing mistakes. It's about forging a brand new, powerful, competitive edge. Because when you get right down to it, all of this adds up to something much bigger. It means lower costs because you're wasting less time and money fixing mistakes. It means you have data you can actually trust. It means your team can make faster, bolder decisions with confidence. And it creates a rock-solid consistency across your entire business.
And that really leaves us with one final and, I think, pretty crucial question. In today's world, this kind of accuracy isn't a luxury anymore. It's fast becoming the price of admission. So if your competition is getting faster, smarter, and more efficient by using these tools, can you really afford not to? Something to think about. Thanks so much for watching.